Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. Today, I have brought the homie GORESH on to talk about these ridiculous new awakenings for the support type units.
How's it going, everyone? Good to be back, and we're going to talk about some interesting stuff here, so let's get into it.
Okay, so the 40% units, right? They've been around for a couple years. I think they came out in 2017, like all of them released during that calendar year. They were very good at the time, but like, you know, categories were about like starting to pop up on the scene. So like, it's never really been a big deal that these units haven't been available much. But Gohan and Vegeta are about to get an awakening, tomorrow night, basically.
Right.
So the Int type banner, almost assuredly, I would guess, has to be coming back with them. This would be the first time the Int type banner is back since September of 2017 when SCR Ultimate Gohan came out. So they are obviously terrified of people pulling LRs from these banners or something.
Yeah, and that's something that we could talk about too. Like, what's the point of them not bringing back these banners for such a long period of time? Is it because of the LR rates, or maybe they thought that they would eventually awaken these guys into like absurdly good units, so that they didn't want everyone just to have them already rainbowed and then force them to summon for them later at some point?
Interesting.
I
I guess I didn't even really think of it like that. For me, I thought it was just like, you know, they designed it in a certain way to make LRs super easy to get, and they didn't want to kind of like pull it back. Because like, okay, so for Legends, right? Legends does this a lot where they'll do something cool, but then they roll it back and it really pisses people off. Does Dokkan do that a lot? Like, I can't think of an example.
You mean like in terms of just like hiding a unit for a super long period of time?
Or like, okay, so like, I don't know, like, again, like Legends, like the tickets, right? The Ultra Space Time tickets, where it used to be like only the new units you could get with the tickets or something like that, right? Like there was barely anything there.
Yeah.
And then they completely like blew out that ticket. Has Dokkan done something similar where they've given us something and then they've kind of like made it like way worse? Like I know people are screaming right now Extreme Z area, but like is there any other examples? Like
I mean, original Battlefield, I guess, but I mean, not really. I feel like Legends, they like experimenting a lot more than Dokkan does. I think Dokkan already has like their rhythm set in place, so they know what works and what doesn't work. And Legends is just sort of like, well, let's throw this out and see if it works, and if it not, we can just do something else later.
Okay.
Legends does that a lot too, because like with the 999 Z power stuff, that no longer is there. So I mean, there's just a bunch of stuff they just keep doing, and then they're like, oh, this doesn't work, so we'll do something else.
Yeah. So, okay. So these type units, right? So right now we have Gohan and Vegeta. You know, we've done some talking about them, and they are a little ridiculous. Like, I guess I'll just let you talk about how crazy they are. Like, I have them on screen. Like, you can see by their details. Like, for me, there's a billion places where they're going to be good, but they are going to completely dominate Dokkan Battlefield, I think.
Yeah, I've only seen one gameplay video for each of them, but like I knew they were going to be good, but I didn't realize that they were going to be like better than every Dokkan Fest exclusive in the game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're.
I mean, I'm interested in actually seeing like how much they enhance their like type teams. So like Vegeta on Extreme Int and then Gohan on Super Int. Like I'm thinking maybe they're enough to just like push those teams to be like super competitive with the category teams again. And maybe that was their thought process behind that. Like, are we going to end up seeing those type teams become like viable again, and people are going to start using those teams again just as much as category teams? I don't know.
That's interesting because you look at their leader skill, right? Like you would just run them as the leader. So like you have two of these monsters floating around giving 50% attack and defense. Like the team will have it doesn't matter what units you're running. Like off like camera, you were talking about Vegeta and Kid Buu next to each other. So it's like, and then even on top of that, if you have double Vegeta leader, you have 8 key at the start, and then Vegeta's giving 3 key, and Kid Buu doesn't even need key links at that point.
Yeah, and then I mean, at that point, it becomes like Turles. We all know how good Turles is. This is like Turles if he was also doing like 3 million attack every turn.
Yeah,
and has a chance, and like his links are really good. He's big bad bosses too. I'm talking about Vegeta here. I mean, he has mostly attack links. Like, if you look, he has same warrior race, prodigies, nightmare, and brutal beatdown. So, I mean, in the showcase that I saw, he was getting like 200,000 defense, like he was like at one point he was like at 5 million attack. Like I mean that's not really realistic, but this guy's gonna get like 3 million attack like as a support unit.
Yeah, because he stacks his attack, and then like
Yeah,
that's not enough too. It's like okay, he stacks his attack, but he also has a medium chance to stun. Like again in Dokkan Battlefield, I think there's been a few fights where you could stun. So like if you manage to get one of those fights, like bam, that could be really useful. Like was Zamasu one that you could stun? I think so.
maybe
So
because global battlefield is different than the JP one.
yeah, it's always way behind, right? Like JP right now is on like Jiren and Babidi and all these weird ones, and you guys are still on the Kid Buu
We're on
is
like
the final boss of it, right?
yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Uh,
But it's like these guys don't need to be supporting any other units for them to be good. Like if you just ran this Vegeta on a pure Saiyan team and he was just there and there were no other extreme int types, he would be perfectly fine.
yeah,
That's when you know like this is just like ridiculous.
and yeah, even on the pure Saiyan team, which is one of the strongest categories in the game. Yeah, I agree. Like he's good enough because it's they gave them 20% attack and defense per orb, which is just like it's an insane number because LR Gohan is what 18% attack per orb. The OG
Yeah.
LR Gohan.
Yep.
There's not the only other unit I could think of that does 20 is physical Goku Black's EZA, but that's only against a Goku family enemy, right? Otherwise, it's 15%.
What about the is the tech 18? But that's only when you have like females on your team or something.
Let me pull her up. Yeah, I think she gets 21% on a female team. I think you're right. Let me see.
Yeah,
here.
but is that only attack? I think it might be only. I don't remember.
No, it's attack and defense. It's got to be on the Peppy Gal team, and it is 21% that she gets.
Okay, so it's very specific. I mean, it's not very specific because you're gonna be running her, but I mean, 20% because usually you see these like super high numbers. Like if you look at Deep King Piccolo, his passive was like dumb. It's like 200,000. It's like 200% attack, right? But his stats are very low.
Yeah.
But if you look at this Vegeta and the Gohan too, like I have him pulled up here, the Vegeta's defense is 10,300, which is like on par with Dokkan Fest exclusive defense. I mean,
wait, the Vegeta. Let me take a look again.
Yeah, he has 10,350 defense. And if you look at like, I'm just looking at random Dokkan Fest exclusive units here. Let me just pull one up.
Okay.
So Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku, 9,600 defense. Transforming Frieza, 10,080 defense. AGL Metal Cooler. Okay, AGL Metal Cooler is a lot, 12,500.
Oh yeah, that's very high.
Yeah. Strength Cell, 9,600. I mean, obviously before it's EZA. Angel Golden Frieza has 11,600. So like he's in there. He's in the running for like an average amount of defense for Dokkan Fest exclusive.
Yeah, and I mean his attack. His attack
I mean,
is even 14,000. Yeah, like that's.
It's high, but it's not Dokkan Fest exclusive level. But he doesn't need to have that high of an attack when he has like this absurd passive going on.
Mm-hmm. And then like personally, like from what I've seen, I think the Gohan is a little bit better because I think his defense is going to be more consistent, right? Because he gives the 30% attack and defense for 9 turns. So like, after 2 super attacks, pretty much at all times after like the first turn, Kid Gohan's defense was above 100k. Like, and then on top of that, he's putting out like, but I want to say between like 1.5 to 2 million attack. And then, so let's say he's doing that. But the thing about Kid Gohan is you could toss him on the Seekers of the Dragon Ball team, and he's going to turn Goku, Trunks, and Pan into a demon. Or how about the Hybrid Saiyan / Master and Student Bond team, where you've got Future Gohan running around. You get Future Gohan and this Kid Gohan on the same team, and it's death. Like it's insane because that Future Gohan is legitimately like damn near a top 5 TUR. Like he's that damn good.
Yeah, I mean, but I think the main difference between Gohan and Vegeta is that Gohan is supporting units that don't really need it as much as Vegeta is.
Okay.
Because for the extreme int type units, like, I mean, you have LR Cell who needs Ki.
Mm-hmm.
You have who else? You have the Kid Buu, the Dokkan Fest Kid Buu, who obviously needs Ki. You have Buhan, who, if he's linked up with Kid Buu, he will need Ki as well.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's like a bunch of units on there who would benefit a lot more. Even the LR Metal Cooler probably would benefit a lot from that.
Oh,
so I feel like
don't forget int Metal Cooler's EZA. So like extreme int is actually great. And then you have Janep on the team. That team is crazy.
LR Bojack, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, are these teams that are just like extreme super of type teams going to become like top tier again with these awakenings. I think it's possible
Mm.
because you're gonna have two of these on your team, like two of these stupid units on your team. It's like having two Turleses, except you're gonna have them on main rotation. They're gonna be doing 3 million damage every turn.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because like, so I have all of them pulled up, right? Like all
Mm-hmm.
these different support type units. You get like Pan and Rildo are
Yeah.
both for AGL. Then over here on Tech, you have Tien and Second Form Cell. You made a fantastic point too about that. Of why, if they're doing this, did they not release Tien and Cell during a 300 million download celebration? Like,
Yeah, that could have been something they could have done.
because they're okay. The Android / Cell Saga team, I think, is actually, it feels weak to me. Like I can't quite put my finger on it. I think it's Cell works pretty badly on that team. But like these two units, like we're already going over how good they are standalone. Like even if they're not supporting anything else, they're able to get damn near a 2 million attack stat, 100k to 200k defense. So like a strong second form Cell, a strong TN for that category will really help it. It's bizarre that they waited for that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, even if you just look at like the other teams they can be on, I mean, Cell, Artificial Life Forms, what else? Like Transformation Boost. I don't know if he's on the category or not. I didn't check.
Yeah, yep. Android team, time
I mean,
travelers.
yeah, and then Cell. I mean, for Tien, like he is already being used alongside Goku and Frieza on the Universe 7 team. So the issue with that right now is that Tien just gets blasted by everything because he
Yep.
has no defense.
Yep. That's why I gave mine 15 dodge. Yeah.
Yeah, and now once he gets his awakening, because he already he lowers attack already on
Yep.
super attack.
Yep.
So I assume they're going to be giving all of the type units the same passive, where they change an orb to their type, and then they get 20% attack and defense per orb, and then obviously 50% is their
Yeah.
supporting part of that.
I would
So, I
imagine
mean,
they're all going to be the same. The difference
yeah,
is just links, what categories they're on, and their super attack effect, right? But I think their passives will probably all be the same, yeah.
yeah. So with that in effect, I think Tien is no longer going to have that issue where he's just getting destroyed. He's going to have like, again, 150,000 plus defense every turn.
Even
Plus he
on
lowers
the
attack.
even on the lower leader skill, I think he'll be fine, yeah.
Yeah, that's what a 90%
Yep.
buff that
Yep.
they're giving. So, I mean, that's going to be like one of the best rotations in the game
Oh yeah.
pretty soon. Because it's going to have basically no weaknesses. You put Tien in the first slot, he's going to have 150k plus defense, and then lowers the attack of the enemy, and then Goku and Frieza just come in and do 14 trillion damage, and it's over.
And then okay, so then the SCR ones, Kabe and Hit. You made an interesting point, which is on the Universal Survival Saga team, are you going to run Tech Hit or the SCR Hit? Because
Yeah, you probably end up putting STR Hit.
because Tech Hit, he hits hard, awesome, great for him. Like every other unit in the game hits hard, but he has no defense whatsoever. SCR Hit, who knows? He has a rare chance to stun right now. I imagine they'll bump that to a medium chance, and then he might raise attack and defense for 9 turns or stack defense or something like that. Like he's probably going to be better to run on the team than Tech Hit. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously scenarios we'd want to run Tech Hit. Like if you're doing, I don't know, like just a Dokkan event or whatever, obviously Tech Hit's going to be better because you don't need that extra defense.
Because he'll just speed
But,
through the event so fast, yeah.
yeah, but I think if you're doing like Super Battle Road or something, I mean, this guy's looking like the better option for me. I mean, we can go through his links. The only thing that he's missing, I think, is Fierce Battle.
Yep.
I think he just changed that up for Shadowing the Limit, but I don't think that's a huge issue.
What's interesting is he actually has 7 links right now, so he's gonna lose something. Probably Supreme Warrior, I would guess.
Yeah, I believe. I don't think the Tech Hit has Supreme Warrior, so I think he would probably lose that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting though, because like we can see the same thing about Kaba. Like you said earlier that Kaba would be good alongside the Namek Goku, which is 100% true.
On the Super Saiyan
Because he's a
team.
Super Saiyan. Yeah, he fits on that team.
or even pure Saiyans. Like, so with LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, he has Saiyan Pride and Super Saiyan, which LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's got. So like then the 50% attack, and then so Kabe has the 30% attack and defense for 3 turns right now. If they make that like Kid Gohan and just up that to 9 turns, that's going to be a ridiculous rotation to run. It's going to be insane.
Yeah. Also, what about when that Strength Kale gets her awakening? You could run her alongside the Kava.
Yeah, and I mean that Kale and Khalifa that came out with LR Kale and Khalifa, they're nutso.
Yeah.
And then the final two are Boo and Gohan. I mean, Gohan is definitely going to have some viability. He's on a ton of category teams. You know, the Boo Saga team, Physical Vegito, Physical Gotenks. But personally, I feel as though the Super Boo could end up being the best of all these because, like, right now, his links are pretty good for Extreme Physical. He recovers 15% HP on Super Attack, which is a lot. And so you like imagine this guy. This was your idea, like a rotation of him, Physical Kid Boo, and then I don't know. Let's say they release an LR Physical like Boo or something like that. Like, what kind of rotation is that going to be? Like, it's going to be insane.
Yeah, I mean, even if like just looking at units we have available right now, like for Extreme Physical, you throw this guy, the Super Boo, the support Super Boo, on a rotation alongside Kid Boo, the support. That's 100% attack and defense you're just getting from the support passives. And then in the third slot, you can throw in, I don't know, like Physical Cooler. So that Kid Boo's in the middle, and Kid Boo is getting Fierce Battle and Big Bad Bosses from the Cooler in the last slot. So Kid Boo's going to be doing like 3 million damage.
Yeah.
The support unit. And then I'm assuming that the Super Boo is going to also be doing like 2.53 million damage too. And he's also healing. The defense is pretty good. I mean, it's like it's crazy because remember, the Super Boo is giving himself 100% attack and defense. Well, with the Kid Boo's support, and he's getting 20% attack and defense per orb.
Yep.
So I mean, he's gonna have like 300k defense.
He'll probably have some other effect on his super attack, be it, I don't know, raising attack, raising defense, something. Because all these units now, I feel like Dokkan Fest Piccolo was like the first one that did it, and now just like every unit, they're like, yeah, they do multiple things on super attack. Like the free to play Super Saiyan Vegeta from the World Tournament. Now, he greatly raises attack and defense for one turn and greatly lowers defense to the enemy. Like, they just do so much.
Yeah, well, the most ridiculous one is when you raise your defense and you lower attack. Like, that's stupid. It's like a double whammy.
That's Goku and Gohan, right?
yeah, it's like, okay.
So, I don't know. I mean, as y'all can see, these support type units, like, there's just like a new power creep that's sort of coming. Like, we're gonna do a part 2 over on GORESH's channel. Make sure y'all check it out. But these support type units, this is like the start of a new era or something.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when was the last time we got a summonable, just normal banner unit that was like this good? Like, you can go back to the Heroes units, I guess, but I don't think any of them are even close to this.
Yeah, because like 16 and Cell Jr. were very disappointing for me.
Yeah.
Tech Trunks is good, but against like a Cell enemy, he's really good. I mean, the Khalifa and Kale are insane, but you know they are like it's against certain enemies, right?
Yeah, they're situational.
And even like AGL Frieza, like, he's a great AOE unit, but he's not like one of the best units in the game or anything like that. So yeah, I mean and then I mean Nail is insane, but he's restricted a little bit. Whereas these guys aren't really. The point is that you can run them anywhere, even without their support affecting other units, and they're going to be wild.
Yeah, I know. I think these guys are even like on another level, even from Nail, because Nail is good by himself, but these guys like make your team that much better.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like these guys are just like, honestly, they're top tier Dokkan Fest exclusive level in my opinion. Like even above that.
Yeah.
It depends. We'll see. Like this Super Boo could be the best TUR in the game. When he awakens.
Well, I mean, Janemba is just so impressive to me.
I mean, we'll see.
Well, actually, pretty soon it's going to be Vegito, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
Listen, they have to go way out of their way for it to not happen. Like, because people think they have to do so much to make him the best. No. It's the other way. They have to do so much to not make him the best, right? That's the way it's set up, basically.
Yeah, that's true. Same thing with Vegeta Blue, the physical one. If they gave that physical one nothing, and they just gave him stat increases, he would still be like, nuts.
Yeah, like because it was physical full power Frieza who basically got almost no buff, just his stats, and then like he got a little bit of defense on like super attack and stuff like that. And people are like, oh, he sucks, and it's like, well, no, actually, he's able to hit like a 4 million attack stats.
No, so I was using that physical Vegito on because the Buhan Easy just came out on global.
Yeah.
And Petard units do more damage, so I brought Vegito Blue, the physical one. and he was doing like a million point, like 1.2 million damage super attacks, like attacks that super attacks.
Yeah.
Plus he's countering, plus he's taking like less damage. Like he's already good.
Oh yeah, and he has over in a flash and prepared for battle, unlike Tech Vegito Blue. So
yeah, it's gonna be dumb.
So, all right, guys, we'll wrap it up there. As you guys could tell, these support type units are nutso. Remember, we are gonna have a part 2 over on Goresh's channel. So, Goresh, my boy, I appreciate you coming on.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me.
And we'll catch y'all over on part 2.